The All-Star starters just dropped, and we have some people wondering probably why Steph Curry made it in over Anthony Edwards. You look at the names on the list and you see, oh, like some of these guys make sense, but how did Steph Curry make it in as a starter over Anthony Edwards is the main question I've seen. And honestly, you guys aren't crazy for thinking that, but there probably is some reason for it, and it doesn't just have to do with the popularity. So let's break this down. What's up, guys? My name is Gage, and if you're new to this channel, which everyone should be because this is my first video, I apologize for the rain sound. We're about to get this like snowmageddon or something down in the south. So if you're new to this channel, we're going to be talking about NBA stuff, fantasy stuff. We might talk some other sports sometimes, but mainly NBA. We might talk about some cards, but that's what this channel is going to be about. So today, though, we are going to be decoding how the All-Star starters got picked, who made it, who didn't make it, why are some of the reactions that you guys are having valid that I've seen, and we're going to be breaking down exactly how the starters get picked, just so that everyone has a clear understanding. So let's get into it. Okay, so first, let's just get this out of the way. Most people don't know this, but the All-Star vote for these starters specifically is split up in 3 different ways. So you have 50% fans. So 50% is the fan vote. That's you and me. 25% is the players, and then the other 25% is the media. So if you don't know, 50 plus 25 plus 25, that's 100%. Boom. So that's where they're getting 100% of the votes from. So I found this graphic that just explains the All-Star voting, and it breaks down the player rank, the fan rank, and the media rank, and then it gives the weighted score. So what we're going to do is we're going to look here at, let's just take the first one. We got Jokic from Denver. So the player rank, he's ranked 1. Okay, so what that means is from the players who voted in the NBA, he was consensus rank number 1 on average, that everyone said, okay, yeah, this is number 1 ranked player. This is who we're voting for. So all the players in the NBA, that speaks highly of Jokic, okay? Then you have the fan rank. That's, let's say for Jokic, it's 2. So out of the fan rank, all the fans got together. That's me and you, and they voted him, yeah, consensus number 2. He has all the votes for fan rank. Then we look at the media rank, and he has, let's see, it's 2 as well. So if we look here, it's 2 as well. And that means the media guys voted, all the talking heads voted, and they gave him a consensus rank of 2. So he has 1, 2, 2 for his 3 ranks. So if you remember, we talked about it being 50% fans, 25% media, and 25% player. So if you just average it out, so we got a calculator here, fresh from work. If you average it out, so 2 plus 2 plus, let's see, 1. Okay, that's 5. Okay, for you guys that don't know how to average, it's you just add them all up, divided by the number of terms. Boom. Okay, so 5 divided by 3 is 1.67. And if you're looking, you're like, that doesn't match the weighted score here. Right. It's because, remember, we said 50%, 25%, and 25%. So what you do, basically, is you take the player rank as 1. Okay, we said it's 25% player rank. So what you do is you multiply that by 0.25. Okay, that gives us 0.25. Then you take the fan rank, where it's 50% of the votes. So that's 2 divided, or times 0.25. 2 times 0.5. And that gives us 1. Okay, so now we have a total of 1.25. Then we move to the media rank, which is also 25%. So we take 2 times 0.25, which is 0.5. And that gives you your total score of the 1.75. So that's where they're getting that weighted rank from. So basically, you can see that it's not just all about popularity vote. And so now that we got that out of the way, we can look at Steph Curry's weighted score. So Steph Curry's weighted score is actually 3.5. So if we look at the player rank, it's 2. So that means the players voted for Steph Curry, and they consensusly ranked him as 2. That's the guy that they want. So they have Jokic, and then they have Steph Curry. So that's how the players ranked him. So that's 2, okay? Then we look at the fan rank. He was ranked 3 from the fans. So he's a pretty popular player. And so that's where everyone's like, how is that possible? He's just more popular than Anthony Edwards. which it's true, but he's ranked 3 in the fan rank. And then we look at the media rank, and he's ranked 6. So that honestly gets you a good average. The players voted him too. So that's where the majority of his low points are coming from. But if we look one below that, we look at Victor Wembanyama, and then we look at Anthony Edwards right below him, you'll see that Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards actually have 5.75. And so that 5.75, they're tied. So what's crazy is Anthony Edwards actually got beat out by Victor than he did Steph Curry. Steph Curry is right behind Shea in the weighted score, and then they both have, let's see, Steph Curry has, what is that, 3.5. Let's do it on our calculator so we can make sure. Yeah, so he's 2.25 weighted points ahead of Victor and Ant, which is crazy. The question goes back to, how did Anthony Edwards make it or not make it over Steph Curry? And it's important because this graphic shows exactly how, actually. And the players voted for Steph Curry to be the second-ranked player. Okay, so then if we look at the basketball aspect, so that's just the first graphic to explain the voting for you guys who don't know. We're going to be looking at Steph Curry versus Anthony Edwards. And I already established that Victor was the one who got in over Anthony Edwards, not Steph. But there was more outrage over Steph than there was Victor Wembanyama making it in. So let's talk some basketball. Anthony Edwards has been incredible this season. He's shooting the best he's ever shot. He's literally carrying Minnesota. He's defending. He's basically made that extra leap that everyone said he would make, like, 2 years ago was. But here's the problem. Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. Like, we'll pull up the box score right here, and let's just pull that up really quick. So if we look, 2026, right now, Curry's averaging 27.4 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 5.1 assists. Okay, he's shooting 47%, around 47% from the field goal. So now let's look at Anthony Edwards in 2026. He's averaging 29.9 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, and 3.7 assists per game. And his field goal percentage is 49.9%. So, by the statistical categories that we just read, Anthony Edwards is having a better season. Now, what does that mean in terms of being an all-star starter? That's really the question that we are asking ourselves here, because we're saying, are the stats the thing that makes an all-star starter, or is it the impact that the player has on the team? And if we just take impact too, Steph Curry has nobody on his team. Let's just get that out the way. Jimmy Butler's out for the season, and it's really just Steph. Kuminga wants out. But if we look at Ant, I think that they are 4th or 5th in the West right now. And Steph Curry is 8th. Oh, actually, as of this video, the Timberwolves are 7th. 7th in the West, and the Warriors are 8th. That actually hurts the argument of people saying, why didn't Anthony Edwards get in? Yes, he's having a better season, but the Warriors are only 2 games back. And if you really watch the games, it's just Steph Curry out there. So that also probably has to do of why he got picked as a starter. But here's the thing. He's still an all-star. I mean, he's a great player. He just got beat out by Steph Curry. And realistically, he got beat out by Victor Wembanyama. Because at the end of the day, either of those players could have made it in as a starter, and the game would have been just fine. Maybe he's doing some dunks, whatever. He's still going to get to end the game, whatever it is. So really, it's a toss-up. And when we saw the weighted score, when the players and media vote, they're not voting like, oh, who's up next? Who's scoring all these crazy points right now? They're really voting for who is impacting the game at an elite level, who has impacted the game at an elite level, who they've played against or they've seen coverage on. And that's really what happened here. So the next thing we're going to look at to support some of these arguments is why the MVP ladder matters. So we're going to look at the MVP ladder just to see where they all rank. Okay, so we're looking at the MVP ladder just to see if it's crazy why Steph Curry made it in over Anthony Edwards. So we're going to click on the Kia MVP ladder on NBA.com. So this should be the most updated one as of a few days ago. So let's see. We're going down here. Boom. You got SGA at 1. No one's arguing that. You got Nikola Jokic at 2. It's crazy because bro hasn't even played. No one's even arguing that. He got voted number 1 for the players. 3, Luka. No one's arguing that. 4, Victor Wembanyama. No one's arguing that. And if we pay attention to number 4, Victor and Anthony Edwards had the same number of points, weighted score, and there's no. This is clear on why Victor made it in over Anthony Edwards. Then we go to 5. Tyrese Maxey moves up to 5. That's pretty big. I'm not gonna lie. Then we look at Jaylen Brown, number 6. Cade Cunningham, number 7. Anthony Edwards is number 8. So Anthony Edwards is number 8 on the list for the MVP voting. That's not bad. Like, he's above Steph Curry, and then we got Alfred Sengun, Jamal Murray, and then the next 5 listed, it says listed alphabetically, so this is not in any particular order. So top 15, you have Giannis, Steph Curry, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Brunson, and Donovan Mitchell. So Steph Curry is in the top 15 of MVP voting. So Anthony Edwards is at number 8, and let's say Steph is at 12. That's not that much of a difference on the most valuable player race. That really helps us see why Steph Curry made it in over Anthony Edwards, because they're not that far off. They're not that far off in the Western Conference standings, and they're not that far off. Yes, Anthony Edwards is above Steph Curry, so he has him there. Victor Wembanyama is above Anthony Edwards in the race, so you could clearly see how close this was, like this decision actually was. And so if we go back to the list, if we look at the list of the All-Star starters, Nikola Jokic, SGA, Victor Wembanyama, Steph Curry, and then we got Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson, Giannis, Cade, and Jaylen Brown. All of those guys are in the top 12, we'll say, of MVP voting. So it doesn't. I'm not really mad. I'm not really mad at the starters. So Anthony Edwards is the odd man out in the MVP ladder, yes. But we look at the Western Conference standings. Steph Curry's 2 games behind him right now. And there's nobody else on Steph Curry's team. The MVP ladder, it's not just about the stats. It's about the value, consistency, team impact. It's about all that stuff. And most all-star starters that we just described live near the top of that ladder. Literally the top 12, we're saying top 12 of that list are all-star, like 10 of them are all-starters. And that's what you want when you're voting for all-star starters in the NBA. So when people are saying this makes no sense, like this makes no sense why Steph Curry made it in, he's old, blah, blah, blah. He's not doing anything. He's not averaging as much points. He's not doing whatever. He's still a good player. He's literally basically carried his team to the same spot, and he's doing it with less help. I just thought it would be fun to look up the jersey sales. So top selling NBA jerseys in the NBA right now for this first half of the 2025-2026 season, Steph Curry's number 1. Anthony Edwards is number 6 on the list. More people want to see Steph Curry in the game. That's probably a big factor to why he got picked over him. So the All-Star Game's not about predicting the future. It's really about predicting what's going on right now. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, we already said Anthony Edwards has more points, whatever. Anthony Edwards is coming. He is making that leap again. But Steph Curry is Steph Curry. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still Steph Curry. So what do you guys think? We broke it down to the averages. We looked at the averages. Anthony Edwards has them there. We looked at the MVP voting. Anthony Edwards has them there. Steph Curry is close behind. Then we looked at the Western Conference standings. Steph and Anthony Edwards led their teams respectively to basically the same spot, 7 and 8 seed. We looked at the voting results, and we see that the weighted score of Steph Curry is actually way lower than Anthony Edwards, and that's because the players voted Steph as the second-ranked player because they're actively playing against him. And they know I would not want to guard Steph Curry more than I would want to guard Anthony Edwards. You have all these things supporting Anthony Edwards. You have the facts supporting Steph Curry. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you're on Team Steph Curry, you wanted him to get in, you voted for him, or if you voted for Anthony Edwards. So let me know what you guys think. If you like this breakdown, you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you hit subscribe, like the video. We're going to be posting more stuff like this. I hope to be posting weekly, but we'll see. I've got more NBA content coming your way. We're just getting started. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.